Alright, well, let's reset the theater and try again. Well... Whoop. Let's try, doing that again? This time, let's bring the hero with us! We need his big, strong muscles, I guess, even though everyone's actually drawn in a very, like, chibi style, so everyone just seems to have the same amount of muscles, but... Anyway, let's grab the hero. You know, look at his arms. He doesn't look very buff. He looks the same. Anyway, you boldly announce that you'll accompany the hero to prove yourself, and you'd rather risk what's out there instead of staying in the village that doesn't trust you. No one seems to know how to react. You grab the hero by the wrist and take out before anyone stops you, hand-holding lewd. But as you approach the castle, you know something's gone terribly wrong. It appears to be on fire. Is the overlord alright? You have to be sure everyone's safe. You've already taken off before the hero can even think of stopping you. You scan the fleeing demons, but the overlord isn't among them. I guess by the time you rush into the burning castle to find her, you quickly reach the overlord's room, but the door is shut tight. You're too weak. Okay, this might be the same. And toward the stairs, but the fire... Alright, same thing. Same thing! That doesn't actually save him. In that case, how do I... Because if the hero was more courageous, you know, maybe he would be able to save her. But that would also... But if he was dutiful, though... I don't know. Because if he was dutiful, then... I don't know. Let's change... Polite, obedient... Resolute. I guess we'll try. Because the thing is, in the very beginning, if you slaughter demons, you become more dutiful. However, the problem is that, because you have blood in yourself, the maiden will come with you to the village, right? I guess I'll try. Let's kill the evil creatures and be dutiful this time. Get some XP, hiya! Aha, I'm stronger, I leveled up. But this time, after slaughtering some demons, let's be half-assed about it, you know? I have not killed these guys. Let's just ask this time. Let's be diplomatic instead. Well, you attempt to explain why you've come, but the monster before you is eyeing you with suspicion. They can't help but notice the demon blood from earlier you haven't had a chance to wash off yet. Whoops. Well, you have no choice to fight the army self-defense. Well, more experience for you. Alright, well. Helping time to save the maiden. This is suspected, but for some reason you can't sense anything sinister happening. You all look at each other in surprising confusion. There's no time to hesitate. Okay. You can ask what the maiden's going on or destroy the overlord. Okay, so we end up just doing the same thing anyway, where we kill all the demons. Oh, destroy. Hiya! And then you kill her. The overlord has been slain. You smile, offering the maiden your head. We did it, guys! She takes it. After a slight hesitation, she must be surprised how strong you are. You know, you're so overleveled. For the final boss. You escort the maiden home. She's oddly quiet on the trek back to the village. She must be too shy to speak. The villagers are very pleased with what a good job you've done, slaying the overlord and saving a hostage. They throw a huge celebration in your name. You're remembered for generations, the greatest hero the village has ever seen. Yay, hurrah, huzzah! We did it! Yay! Okay. Well, we can also see the other option, which we know what's gonna happen, I guess, but... just wanna see. Well, ask the maiden what's going on. She explains that she came here on her own, and was never in any danger. She hesitantly asks why you're covered in blood. You don't know how to respond. The overlord moves past you out the door, to see her army in lifeless, bloody piles. She's wailing. It's horrible. This is your chance, hero. Heroic. I mean, we won't get the same... Well, let's try it anyway. Stab! Okay, I just get the same ending again, probably. Yeah, okay. I just wanted to make sure it was a different ending. Stab her right in the back. Good. What a hero. Our hero, everybody. Alright. This was a big misunderstanding. I totally just slaughtered all your entire army. Because, you hope she'll let this whole thing slide. If you could just explain yourself. You really try, but the overlord is inconsolable. She tears you apart and the maiden watches in silence. As you die, you can't help but think you probably deserve this. Oh well. Dead. Hey, that's another ending. Again, achievements, I have noticed, actually. this entire time. There you go. 16 endings so far. Wonder what these question marks are. Anyway. What else can we explore? Heroic. Dutiful. Okay, let's see. Can also be... Alright, let's go back to underling real quick. So I'm trying to remember all these little, I guess, traits. So if he's not dutiful, he'll go back to the village, talk with the maiden, and they'll do the whole thing and everything. Weapons, yeah, when we were the underling, I guess I didn't choose the other option. Let's overthrow her. Whee! You're out. And yeah, this time, let's actually go with these guys. Even though they're pretty toxic, to be honest. You know, they're like, hey, you should do everything we tell you to, or I will kill you. That's what friends are for, right, guys? Alright, fine. Well, you tell them you're just joking and clarify that you're totally in it to win it. They say you were always terrible with jokes. Whether or not you actually feel like killing the overlord, you know how bad it'd end up on the wrong side of things. And if this assassination deal doesn't pan out, you can always pretend you're innocent all along, I guess playing both sides. But beneath your shield of faux confidence, you worry about what you're getting yourself dragged into. You follow your friends outside the castle to talk more about the plan. You're curious if they have any idea how they want to go about this. They figured they'd just lock her in a room and set her on fire. What a stupid plan! That could go wrong in so many ways. You realize your friends are just a bunch of directionless thugs, useless without someone's guidance, your guidance. There'll probably be casualties you fought her head on, and while showy deaths make a revolution a heck of a lot more fun, it's probably the wrong way to go. Your friends agree and suggest that you play the assassin. You really didn't want it to come down to this. But you can't back down now. You'll have to be the one to assassinate the overlord. Besides, no one has any better ideas. They're all idiots. You sneak in the overlord's room. She's taking a nap like usual. This is almost too easy. You silently approach your master. She looks so peaceful. Time to die or chicken out. I see a skull, I click on it. You don't want to kill her. You can't go through with it. You turn to leave the room, but you find your friends blocking the exit. In a panic whisper, you ask them to let you out. This seems to have been their way of testing your loyalty. You tell them this is pretty fucked up. This is pretty fucked up, guys. You ask again to be let out. Nobody stirs her bread while, stirs in her bed while your head is turned. The demon shut the door. You scramble to the overlord's closet to hide before she wakes up to seize you. There's nothing you could possibly say to explain this and survive. You're trembling. You can't believe those assholes will bully you like this. You feel like crying. You gotta get better friends. Light flickers at your feet. Doesn't take you long to realize they set the room on fire. You're the overlord trying to get the door open to no avail. You're both trapped. Too afraid to move, you resign yourself to your fate. You and the overlord burn together. You didn't even pop up to say hello to the overlord before you died. Oh well. Well, we also burned the closet. Try again. Her out. Kill the overlord. Alright, time to not chicken out this time. You know the thing where you're like a bunch of friends just like, they dare you to do something? Just obviously dangerous and just peer pressure you to do it? Like, I always see it all the time on TV. I know what I would do. I would just say no and leave, but that's just me. But I guess we'll do it. We'll just get literally peer pressured to murdering our boss, I guess. Good. Time to die. You figure the cleanest way to do this would be to dig your claws into her throat, so you do just that. She wakes, but not in time to stop you. You watch as she chokes on her blood, cursing you before finally expiring. That felt terrible. You remind yourself it was either her or you, and you're about to let yourself get killed by anyone. You leave your room to find your friends waiting just outside, friends, quote-unquote. They look pleased, only now do you realize they must have planned to use you like this from the beginning. You're the new ruler of this castle. Your subjects bow before you. You live in fear, though, that they will one day betray you, as you have betrayed your overlord. Yeah, that's always the problem, you know? When you usurp the throne like that, I guess. Or like when the villain, it's like there's always a star scream, like in Transformers, who always wants to betray the big bad guy. But the problem is like when you kill the big bad guy and become the new, boss or whatever, that doesn't mean you get all the benefits. It just means everyone else is also in line to also murder you, so it's not exactly a good way to live. Anyway. So that happens. So wait, so if that happens... Well, let's see, actually. You can see it from her perspective, her getting murdered. I guess. Yeah, I told them to do their job, not drag strangers into your room. You scold them, but ultimately you're a little interested in the guest. Go home. And then you take a nap and you wake up to see one of your underlings is tearing your throat out. You try to struggle, but you can tell you're already mortally wounded. What have you done to deserve this kind of ending? You curse them, choking your own blood. I wonder if you could have done anything to prevent this. Well, you're dead. Or assassinated. Good. Resolute. I wonder how it is from her perspective then. The maiden's perspective. Whoop. Whoop. Obey her. Whoop. Oh, the hero seems to be, looks like he's lying, or he seems to think you're lying. So you're very upset that the so-called will treat you this way, leave in a huff. Okay, and then you burn to death probably. Yeah, that's too bad. Let's try trusting this time in that case. So he actually comes with you, Obey her. Grab the hero and run, I guess. Alright, so the castle doesn't burn down this time, because, we're not doing it this time. So let's see what happens here. Near the castle's entrance, you spy a group of suspicious demons congregating. They're talking about assassinating the overlord. You have to warn her. But the hero shakes his head. He says that if this is the true nature of demons, the world is better off with less of them. This isn't right, you think. What kind of hero passes up the chance to save a life? And also this face kind of reminds me of like a... I don't know, some kind of like anime face or something. I forget what it's called, but it's like the same, kind of similar face, except it's smiling. I don't know, anyway. What kind of hero passes the chance to save a life? The demons have taken notice of you. It's now or never. You take off into the castle and their unreliable hero will follow shortly after. You burst into the Overlord's room, all your words spilling out at once. You should probably slow down, there's no time. The Overlord seems to have followed your frantic explanation, but clearly doesn't understand the urgency of the situation. The underling you recognized from before barges in, calling you a liar. You're surprised they were a part of this evil plot. They seem so nice. The other demons come in right after them, saying the whole thing was the first underling's idea. Everyone's shouting at each other now. It's really stressing you out. You're relieved when the Overlord demands silence. She threatens them with violence. You think she's very Overlord-like in this moment. The group of demons hiss to each other before shutting the door, leaving the little one behind. You watch as it pounds the door in distress. Have they locked you all in? You have a bad feeling about this. Wait a minute. And thinking that must have jinxed it, because now the room is engulfed in flames. If only you had ignored those demons before, you and the hero would have stunned with this situation. If you just pretended not to hear them, you left as you were told, only the Overlord would have been killed. But you couldn't have done that. That path isn't an option for you. You think that no matter what, you always strive for the path where everyone survives. It must exist. It simply must. The Overlord seizes her underling and they beg for their life. You pray. You don't know what else to do, you just pray. The Overlord's claws pierce the underling's chest and they scream an awful scream. She digs and twists her claws to the poor thing while you continue to pray. There's no saving any of you now. You, the Overlord, the hero, and the underling's corpse are consumed by flames. Well, everyone dies. Devout maiden. A way to save everybody, eh? Well, not about that. It's interesting, though. You can see how it is from everyone's perspective in that case. Sure, let's be this guy. No. Yeah, let's go kill her, guys. Oop. But this time, though, yeah, we get, again, from the other perspective, you and your friends turn to notice a pair of humans have overheard your entire conversation. They take off into the castle and head to the Overlord's room. Fuck! It seems like, I don't know. I assume, I'm not sure, actually. Are we reading the narration from each character? I guess maybe we are, sometimes. I don't know, it's weird because we're in second person. I haven't really given them voices or anything, when I read them. I feel like it's too late, but it seems like whenever with the underling, there's definitely more swearing involved, Anyway, if the Overlord will kill you for sure, she found out you were conspiring to take her down, you dash into the castle after the humans. Sure enough, the maiden is already frantically telling the overlord everything. You shout that the humans are liars! Your friends soon arrive to back you up, except they don't. Instead, they blame the whole thing on you. They cry it was all your idea, that they were just going with the flow, too scared to refuse your crazy plan. You can't believe they tell the overlord such a blatant lie. You always knew then to trust them. You're the one who didn't have a choice here. You always shout at each other and the overlord demands silence. Regardless of who led this conspiracy, I have no choice but to punish everyone to keep you all in your place, crushed beneath my heel. She sounds tough, but lately all she does is sleep. You doubt her strength. You hear your traitorous friends mutter something about going back to Plan A, and suddenly the door slams shut. You're trapped here with the overlord and two humans, and then the room bursts into flames. You pound on the door, scream curse at those who betrayed you, and he rejoins you, vowing to slay the lot of them. You wish he get the chance. The overlord grabs you by the throat and you cry for mercy. You were forced into this mess. You're sure now they would have killed you if you sided with her. But the overlord doesn't hear your plea. She drives her claws into your chest. At least she made it quick. Well, and then you die too. Reset the stage. What about the hero? I mean, he's gonna end up the same way, but you know. Whoop. Trusting. Whoop. She stands there, nothing to do. The maiden announces she's gonna prove her story to the village and drags you along with her. Yep, adventure awaits. And then you spy very suspicious demons. And then they talk about assassinating their overlord. This proves that demons really are foul creatures. Gotta tell her about this. You don't understand what the maiden's thinking. The world is better off with less demons. They're all cold, ruthless creatures that should be destroyed. And those same creatures just notice you eavesdropping. The maiden takes off into the castle. You have no choice but to follow. You burst into the overlord's room. The maiden tries to transcommunicate what you just overheard. And then they call you liars. Okay, technically this is different, but you know, it's practically the same, even though it's different dialogue or whatever. And then just blame Black and the little one. These demons don't care about themselves. How low can they be? You begin shouting at them too. The whole room does all this noise, and Overlord yells for everyone to shut their traps. She threatens them with violence. This Overlord is no better than her subjects. You grip your sword tightly. If you have to cut through everyone here to get this maiden safely, you certainly will. And the group of demons hiss each other before shutting the door, leaving the little runt of the litter behind. You glance around for another exit, but there isn't one. You have a terrible feeling about this, and blah. And then it's in the room is in flames. What kind of demonic magic is this? The underling pounds on the door, upset has been betrayed. You join, vowing to slay the cowardly demons on the other side. At the next moment, the voice taking hold of the underling is crying for mercy. She thrusts her claws in her underling's chest and lets out a horrible scream. You back away. You won't be the next target with rage. She continues to dig and twist her claws into his limp body. You can no longer watch. You look to the maiden. She's crying, hands clasped together in prayer. To have faith in a time like this, you envy her. The two of you, the Overlord and the underling's corpses, are all consumed by flames. Well, didn't do much. Didn't bring your flame-resistant tunic, so therefore you die. Too bad. Well, let's see what happens if we're with the Overlord as well. Get back to work. Go away. And then maybe some other person in the room, accompanied by a hero. Trying to communicate something to you, but you're still half asleep. A group of demons are after your life. You still don't understand. Humans are liars, he says, but the demons say it's his fault. Everyone is shouting over each other now. It's very annoying. You have all to shut their traps. You have no doubt that your servants will let their ambition cloud their judgment, leading them to try to take your throne. Regardless of who led this conspiracy, have no choice but to punish everyone. Yep. Saying that made you feel very Overlord-like. You aren't sure if you have the strength to back it up, though. Lately, all you do is sleep. You know, you've been very lazy. You haven't been exercising. The group of demons start muttering something about Plan A and suddenly slam the door shut. You, the maiden hero, and the underlings are trapped inside. In an instant, the whole room is in flames, and the underling pounds on the door. Hero pounds the door as well. So this is how you'll die. Burned alive in one room by those you thought you could trust. You should expect this from a bunch of idiot demons, though. You notice the maiden crying. Why does she have to die over something that has nothing to do with her? Perhaps she was cursed the moment she spoke to you. You wonder if you're cursed as well. Your soul filled with anger and frustration. You don't even notice that you grabbed the underling those traitors blamed everything on. They cry for mercy, saying they were dragged into this plot knowing they'd be killed. They took your side. They cried they didn't want to have to kill you. You almost feel sorry for them. Well, this time we have a choice. Well, you know, we have to get all the endings, right? So, boop! And you pierce their chest with the claws and they scream. The hero backs away like a coward and you just dig into them. It doesn't make you feel any better, though. And everyone dies. Yep. spiteful overlord ending. Let's try that again. Go home. Let's not kill him. I mean, we're all gonna die anyway. It doesn't really matter. Why kill him faster, you know? Forgive them. Well, you release the underling. Killing them wouldn't make you feel any better. Besides, they've already gotten their punishment. You all burn together. Well, Overlord's true end. Interesting. Before you're taken back to reset the story once again, you pause for a moment. I do? True end, you say to yourself. What was the point of all my effort? The true ending is this terrible. You must have forgotten where you were. This is bad end theater. Is the pain setting in? Zetsubo? Oh, but you should have been well aware of what you've been shown when you entered this place. It's a problem I've seen quite often. At some point you grew attached to my little cast. You start to relate to their flaws, their plights. You start wishing for their happiness. Like a fool, like an idiot. But you aren't going to find that here in my theater. Only bad endings here. Only sad endings. No happy endings here. My lovingly crafted labyrinth of suffering. Anyway, I hope you'll pardon the interruption. We're making great progress. The choice to continue on to the next ending is always yours. I'll leave you to it, dear guests. Alright. Reset the theater. I guess we're kinda, a little bit halfway there. Apparently that was a true ending? Does that count as a true ending? I don't know. Well, let's go back. Alright, let's try to figure out, what other endings can I get where people don't get murdered again. I mean, technically, let me just see real quick. Can we do the thing again and then but see from his perspective? I just want to see what happens. To your surprise, the Overlord spares you, or maybe she'd rather see you suffer instead. Looking around, you've gone from one dead end to another. The maiden's crying, the hero is silent, and you all burn together. I don't know if that's, yeah, that's also a true ending, technically. Well, no matter the perspective, the true ending remains the same. That's what makes it true. You could resist seeing it for yourself, though, could you? I wonder what will happen when you collect them all, like Pokemon. Will you give in to despair, or... interesting. Now I'm curious, so... flee like a coward. Leave her story. She could kill it or as retribution because the crime excuses, but the Overlord does nothing. She lets it go. Are demons capable of mercy? You guess it doesn't matter now. They'll all burn together anyway. Hero true end, I assume. Alright. I don't know. Do I actually get the... We didn't get all the bad endings yet, though. I guess we'll see. Let's see what happens. I'm too curious. I don't want to see what happens. And Overlord spares the underling. You feel relief, but doesn't make any difference. We'll all burn together anyway. And that's the maiden's true ending. Well, let's keep collecting bad endings for now. Alright, interesting. Maybe there's a little more to that later on, but I'm not done the game yet. I want to get all the bad endings first, you know? Or is that only... I don't know. I don't know what that means. I wonder if, something changes. I mean, obviously the maiden made a very obvious hint about, saving them somehow, changing their fate. Maybe something happens if I pick the other option after getting all their true endings. But I want to see everything else first, though. There's just so much bad endings I want to get first, right? So let's see. I just don't know the flow of this game, though. I'm not sure. Would that be the final conclusion and the game, quote unquote ends, or is that only one part of it, and that doesn't really mean that that's the true ending? I guess we'll see. For now, though, I want to get more bad endings, since I have the option. Let's save the game. Just in case, save the game. Go back here. I'm just thinking. Coward, merciful, tyrant. Is there any way for him to be diplomatic? Because there was a diplomatic option, it seemed like. But then again, everyone has like, I mean, so far we only see 3 traits, and that might be the end of it. That might be the maximum amount of like little things, little check boxes we can use. So I did not see like a way to see to be diplomatic. Well, let's see. Let's try. Okay, maiden, not obedient. You know, so she doesn't leave, and so we don't meet the maiden on the way, right? Let's see what happens. You are the hero. Flee like a coward, though. Wee. All right. So okay. So this time we don't see the maiden go back to the village because she stays at the castle. So the hero continue his journey even though he ran away the first time. Cut through demon army. I wonder if we're strong enough. Is there like a thing where if we don't kill the first, encounter, we die to these guys or something? Not sure. Let's try to be diplomatic this time. Hey, can I just go in, please? I have no blood on me this time. You go up to the nearest demon and explain why you've come here, and they stare you down. You feel very uncomfortable. But they seem to trust you, and escort you directly to the Overlord's chambers. That was easy. The Overlord and Maiden seem to be in the middle of some casual conversation when you barge in. And this time, we didn't really kill anyone, It's like, we're just having a casual conversation, really. You all look at each other in surprised confusion. Well, this is no time to hesitate. Well, we're not gonna kill her. What's going on? Well, the maid explains that she was never actually captured and that she came of her own volition. That was a pretty dangerous thing for her to do, but no one got hurt, and so at least there's that. You actually returned in town with you to reassure everyone of her safety. And the Overlord allows the two of you to leave, and you casually exit the castle. You try to make conversation with the maiden, but she's been pretty quiet since leaving the Overlord's room. Is she shy? She suddenly stops in her tracks, and you turn your head to ask what the deal is. Oh, the Overlord's castle is engulfed in flames. You can't help but feel relieved you got the maid out there when you did, but she suddenly takes off toward the burning castle. Panic sets in, you follow to try to stop her. The smoke is thick, you've already lost sight of her. What is she thinking? It's too dangerous to continue, you feel hopeless. And you stand alone in the castle gates, you probably won't let us take that step forward. The only thing would be suicide. You return to the village and tell them there's nothing you do. You're too late, the maiden is claimed by the demons. Alright. So that's, I think, yeah, the same kind of ending we got before, but through a different route. I don't know what that means. Oh man, I don't know. Let's reset the theater. So there you go, he does have the diplomatic trait. There's actually more things to find. First, not to solve things through violence. But then that just ends up, like that, How do we get different ending in that case if that happens? If he's diplomatic. I'm not sure. Well, we can go through her story again and see what happens. Refuse to leave this time, still. You put your foot down, telling you're not gonna go anywhere. You still want to fulfill your destiny, even though you have to make it happen on your own. She's a little frustrated with stubbornness, but she doesn't kick you out or anything, hooray. And then she says a bunch of stories. The Overlord, not the Overlord, the hero comes in. You're surprised to see him at first, and you realize he must have been sent to retrieve you. He's confused, and you explain the situation, that they're all fine. The hero expresses relief this is a whole misunderstanding that didn't lead to any horrible consequences where he murdered a bunch of people. You apologize for causing trouble. Really? Didn't anyone read the note you left? Really? You left a note? You were asked if you return to the village with him to give everyone the news of your safety. Well, the Overlord allows you two of you to leave, and you give her a little wave as you exit the room. You'll be back soon. You're about halfway back to the village when you feel something is off. Unable to shake in concern, you look back over your shoulder. You stop in your tracks to see the castle is engulfed in flames. Oh no. Can't return to the village, you want to make sure everyone's safe. You take it off before the hero can even think of stopping you. You see the demons, and they rush into the burning castle, and you probably die again. NB. I don't know if that counts as a different ending. Does that count as a different ending? I'm actually not sure. Because we got NA, and that was NB. I don't know if that counts. So there you go. That's what happens there. And I imagine the underling probably goes through the same thing as well. I don't know. Diplomatic. I don't know. Let's see. Overlord. You are the overlord. Time to get back to work. Fine, let's stay for a while. Interrupted by another human in the doorway, it's time as the hero. Looking for the maiden. Captured? Not at all. I only wanted to meet with the overlord. Anyone read the note I left behind? After everything is explained, the hero expresses relief. There's all misunderstanding. Confusing feelings well up inside your heart. You're surprised that you had one of those to begin with. You have a heart. You don't want the hero to take this maiden away from you. Ooh, interesting. Keep her here? Possessive. And let them go. Well, if we let them go, don't we just die the same way anyway? I imagine. Let's keep her here. The maiden came here to be captured by you, didn't she? You'll grant her a wish. You tell the hero you won't let her take her home. The maiden assures you she'll be back, but you don't budge. The hero is cautious now. If you won't let her go, maybe you demons are evil after all. And if you are, I'll be forced to vanquish you. You have no choice and destroy the hero before you can steal your maiden away. Uh-oh. She's frightened and you don't understand why. Didn't she say she prefers this place to her village? Now she doesn't have to leave. Ah yes, yandere demon overlord ending. You take a step forward the maiden, and she backs herself into a corner. You don't understand. She wanted to stay here with you. The hero is trying to get in the way of that. You had to kill him. You'll be sure to keep this maiden very safe from now on. Of course. Alright, good. Selfish overlord. Amazing. I mean, yeah, what happens to him then? Whoop. You're a coward. Diplomatic. Don't destroy the overlord. And then you try to take her home, but the overlord objects to this. Yep. Seems nervous, so as a hero, it's your job to mediate situations such as these. You tell the overlord that if she doesn't let the two of you go, you have to assume she's evil. You'll be forced to vanquish her. You leave me no choice. And then she kills you and disembowels you with her claws. How horrible. You came all this way only to be met with this cruel fate. You should have destroyed these evil creatures while you had the chance. Your dying wishes for the maiden somehow make it out of this alive. Naive hero. Well, that's too bad. I mean, I assume the underling's the same. Right? Oh, okay. Well, this seems different, I think. You sneak up to the overlord's room, but there's a couple of humans in there. You watch the scene unfold. You aren't sure why, but the overlord suddenly cuts down the hero. She approaches the maiden you brought to her earlier. With the overlord distracted, you figure this is a good chance as any. You launch a sneak attack that gives you, double crit chance, damage, super... I don't know. Getting her right in the back. She flinches, giving you enough advantage to take her down. You rip the overlord apart until she stops moving. That was messier than you would have liked. The maiden mutters something from the corner. Thank you for saving me. It wasn't your intention, but it sounds like you did something heroic. You tell the maiden to go home. This place is dangerous. She follows your advice and leaves the castle. Your castle. You're the new overlord. Alright. Heroic? We're heroic. Sorry, sort of. By coincidence. Well, now a letter flutters down beyond the curtain. You found a lost letter number 3? That's interesting. What the heck? Cool. Okay. I like the meta elements, by the way. It was mentioned before, something about the true ends. And like how I guess the theater master or playwright is talking to us directly. A lost letter. My love, I've been feeling a little depressed lately. Many patrons have come to my theater, but none have so far stayed to experience every tale in its entirety. The critics haven't exactly been kind, but I understand. My stories aren't exactly crowd pleasers. Despite that, you've always listened to the very end. I'm grateful for that. I hope to see you again soon. Forever yours, Tragedy. It's funny though, because I like tragedies. I'm the type of player that actually likes tragedy. I'm weird. I actually like it when there's like a bunch of bad endings and everything. I actually don't like it when I don't know, it's when it's like Deus Ex Machina and everything, and suddenly, no matter what, despite the struggles and the sacrifices of everybody involved, suddenly it's a happy ending and everyone gets revived by the Dragon Balls or something. I don't know. It's like it kind of like loses all of its I don't know, its weight if everything is just reversed and everything's fine. I don't know. I guess it depends though. I guess we'll see. Anyway. But so that was interesting. It's got a lot to learn from that. I guess that was a very specific ending that you could have got like a note from that. And you know the game is hinting that you should see the game in its entirety, right? We got like 11 endings left. I wonder which one's next. I'm just thinking like what else can we do? Possessive. We could also be the maiden, I guess. I guess the maiden survives, so like what happens to her? Use herself. Objects. You plan to, you're gonna come back, but she, doesn't budge. You feel nervous, so the hero puts on a brave face for you. If you'll let her go. And then she kills him. Ah! Oh no. You want to cry out, but the scream catches in your throat. You watch because you can't look away. Has she really been lying to you all along, you wonder? Is this your punishment for questioning the divine plan? The overlord approaches you now. You back yourself into a corner. Her expression is complicated, you know? This is the face of a yandere. Being captured by Overlord in a horrible way like this was your destiny after all. But the Overlord stops, or rather someone has stopped her. Whatever held back your scream before doesn't stop you this time. The Overlord is being ripped to shreds by one of her demon underlings. You think you recognize them, but it's hard to tell with all the blood. Everyone stopped moving now. The room is silent, save for the underlings' heavy breathing. You thank them for what they've done, even though it was awful. You feel like you've been rescued from a terrible fate. They look at you confused for a moment, but then puff out their chests. You should probably go home. This place is dangerous. You follow the advice and make your way out of the castle. Well, you decide to never leave home again for the rest of your life. You become a hikikomori. And you play video games and eat instant noodles forever at home. Good. Alright, well... yeah, that was technically a different ending, but not really, I guess. Yes, yeah, it seems to be the same. So different like variations on the same endings don't really count, I guess. You gotta check anyway, right? Let's try the underling. Let's see. How about let's not overthrow her out? But then yeah, we have to. Damn it! I wish we didn't have to, but yeah, we end up doing that anyway. We can't like not kill her in that moment. Oh, then again, what happens if we... we end up dead though. So we turn off disloyal. What happens then? I wonder. The hero dies, the underling dies. What happens to the maiden then? Yeah. So like, she doesn't get killed by the underling this time because underling got killed by his friends. And now she vows to keep you very safe from now on. You're afraid to find out what that means, but there's no one left to save you. You belong to the overlord now. Oh. Capture maiden. I guess, destiny plays out. You end up being the overlord's slave? Maybe? I don't know. Anyway. Well, that's not exactly a good ending. I mean, obviously, that's literally the game. It's all bad endings. What else can we do? Well, if he's hungry and kills the maiden... so he kills the maiden. So it's kind of morbid, actually, but you think about, like, if he kills the maiden, but the hero is diplomatic and trusting instead, what happens, What happens then? I wonder. Let's see. Look like a coward, be diplomatic. And this time, the maiden is not here. The maiden never even showed up in the first place. She got killed by the underling. So the hero ends up here, but there's no one here. The overlord is alone. Rather, you ask about the maiden, but the overlord doesn't seem to know what you're talking about. Was she never really here? You wonder what could have happened to her. Well, the overlord says that she wishes she could help you, but you're the first human that's coming in forever. At least, that she knows of. You think of how you probably shouldn't trust her, seeing she's a demon and all, but you can't really prove she's lying either. Well, you apologize without intrusion, return home to your village, and the maiden was never found. Useless hero. Alright. That's technically an ending, but that's only because the underling I guess, killed her. Heroic. What if I do that instead? Back to work. Stay for a while. And then you get stabbed. Yeah, you feel something sharp in your back. You look down to see a blade protruding from your chest. Oh, that was careless of you. So this is how you die. Stabbed in the back by some cowardly hero. What a joke. You were supposed to be the ruthless one. That's right. Humans can't be trusted. Not if this is what they're capable of. You should remember that before letting one in. Alright, so yeah, okay, this is what happens when the hero actually stabs her in the back. You watch as the hero takes the maiden's hand, leading her through the sea of corpses he left in his wake. Who's gonna clean that all up? You know, it's gonna be very... I guess the maggots and the crows. Captured by a demon, at least she got what she came for. You join your army in eternal slumber. Alright, that's technically an ending. The Slain Overlord ending. Technically an ending. There you go. Man, there's so more. What else can we get? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can get the true ending, but does that count? I really don't want to get the true quote-unquote ending until I 100% complete the game, right? I feel like it wouldn't make sense. You know, I gotta save the best for last, not just get the bad ending. Oh, no, let's count actually. Oh, here you go. This could be like a hint. Oh, there, you know, a little flow chart. That's good. Interesting. So this is actually super helpful. So maybe this will give me a better idea of what I should do. Huh. If there's a different ending over here. Try to slay the Overlord bad ending. Interesting. And that's the true end, the very end right there. Yeah, I don't want to get the true. I gotta save the best for last, right? So what haven't I gotten yet? I have to. I mean, it gets a really good hint. So the maiden begins her story. The maiden meets the Overlord. The Overlord's behavior is antisocial, but that doesn't. It's funny because it doesn't matter. She either chooses to leave or she doesn't. That's a big branch. That's a big branch right there. Oh, interesting. So she stays to the Overlord. However, the hero is dutiful and heroic. Oh, I guess we didn't get the bad ends from her perspective when he was like killing the demon lord. All right, that's what I was missing. That's good. So yeah, looking at this flowchart, this is super helpful. It gives you a really good hint, especially the ones that are kind of obvious. I just forgot, but I guess we didn't show the perspective of her when the demon lord gets just murdered. You know, gets like just super murdered by the hero. So I guess we can do that. Not hungry. Just be polite, I guess. Well, it doesn't matter. When you're playing as a character, I guess the choices don't matter here because you're making the choices in the actual story. Introduce yourself. Alright, so this is what's different. So you're hanging out with the demon lord, and the hero barges in after just slaughtering a bunch of demons, and the hero suddenly dashes toward the Overlord, sword drawn. Oh, interesting. Okay. You can protect her or do nothing. Well, we know what happens if we do nothing, but let's see it from her perspective anyway. And the hero's blade pierces the Overlord as she lets out a horrible scream. You flinch. The Overlord is slain. The hero smiles. Ah yes, just blood everywhere. And holds out his hand to you, saying it's time to go home. His love is drenched in blood. Hesitantly, you take his hand. The hero guides you through the castle past the corpses of his enemies. You try to keep your eyes at your feet. There's blood everywhere. You shut your eyes, but even then, you can't escape the smell. All of this was because of you, wasn't it? Yep, I mean, in a way, yeah. In the endings where the hero just kills everyone, it kind of is partly your fault, you know, for just leaving without telling anyone. Though, to be fair, she did mention she did leave a note, right? I think? But I guess no one read it. I don't know. You exit the castle and the hero leads you back to the village. Everyone celebrates the hero's great triumph over the demons, but you feel sick. But you take part in the festivities regardless. You know, at least they have apple pie in this festival, maybe. I don't know. I just think of pie. Alright, so that's the ending that I missed as well. I mean, a lot of endings that I missed. There's also, let's see. So yeah, this one. Oh yeah, and obviously there's the one that involves her being a martyr. So let's see what that looks like. Alright, so this time the hero's like, I'm gonna kill you for EXP! And you're like, no! You selflessly throw yourself around the hero's blade, acting as a shield. It's funny, you think. You never could imagine this would be the way that you die. The roles are all switched around, but it feels right to you somehow. You're glad your destiny turned out to be saving someone rather than being saved yourself. As your vision fades, you hope that everything turns out alright for your new friend. Well, that's a sacrificial maiden ending. We can actually see from her perspective, you know? Or his perspective too.